Hey, I'm Mike Bass, and I'm the bass player for Trombone Shorty in Orleans Avenue.
My name is Trombone Shorty, also known as Troy Andrews. Well, growing up in New Orleans, we got started playing with a musical family. My brother, James Andrews, he's a trumpet player. A bunch of my family members play with Dirty Dozen Brass Band and Rebirth Brass Band. So I was always surrounded by it, and my brothers had instruments in the house, and I just picked them up. And my older brother gave me a trombone because he plays the trumpet, and I kind of stuck with that and fell in love with it. And as I grew older, I started to learn other instruments and play.
I started playing music when I was 9 years old. I started on trumpet and met Shorty and his family, the Andrews family, when I was 10. And actually, I switched to bass guitar when I was 15, and then I started playing with Shorty doing gigs. He asked me, hey man, you want to do gigs with me? And from then on, we've been playing ever since. It's almost 10 years that we've been performing together musically.
Well, you know what? I do feel like I was built to play music. I love it. I love being a part of it. I love seeing other acts play. Everything that's music, it really excites me and takes me to another level, really inspiring. So, and being from New Orleans, there's music 24/7. So, yeah, I feel like we were built to play music. And when we're on stage, we try to show the audience that too.
Music it's a loving thing, you get to do all kinds of different things, it's not just one genre, it's not jazz. When you're in New Orleans, you get to play all kinds of different music because there's people from everywhere coming into the city to show you what they got, it might be somebody from Pittsburgh that's been there for 10 years or something like that. So you get all these different styles, you get this whole gumbo. So that's how our music is expressed to the world. It's just a big gumbo.
One of my biggest influences is Lenny Kravitz, the Rebirth Brass Band, Ministry, 9 Inch Nails, James Brown. The list goes on and on. What about you, Mike?
A lot of soul music, gospel like Kirk Franklin, Donnie McClurkin, but also some rock groups like Limp Bizkit, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I listen to a lot of different styles because I'm in the suburbs. I'm in New Orleans East, so I listen to, of course, New Orleans music and jazz, but I listen to a lot of different styles also because they were there presented to me.
What I gained from Lenny and that experience is we went on tour, we hit the ground running. I was 19 or 18 years old, and my first show with him was in front like 80,000 people in Mexico somewhere. And I just studied him every night to see how he controlled the audience, how he was able to still keep his music real and captivate a lot of different people by playing some music. And so I just really studied that. Everything was tight, really clean, and I just took that back with everything that I grew up doing in New Orleans, and here I am now. So I can honestly say if I didn't get that experience, I don't know where my music would be, how it would sound. I know I'll be a professional musician, but if I would have never got that experience, it would be probably a different thing. So he's that important to me. Well, we never get nervous to play because this is what we do. We've practiced our whole life. We spent a great amount of time respecting the craft, getting into it, and knowing what we're here to do. So, no, we don't get nervous. Just playing in New Orleans and playing with a lot of great musicians that improvise. That's what we do. So like you were saying, things happen on stage that we don't never think about, and it becomes a part of something. But it's fun. It keeps you on your toes, keeps it organic, and we live in that improvising arena. So if we had to stick to the script sometime, we might be nervous. That might make us nervous, but other than that, we like to have a certain percentage of open space for the music to go wherever while it's being arranged on the stage. The audience might not know, but that's just us playing with each other our whole life. If I throw my elbow one way, my band knows what that means. I throw my hand up one time, they know what that means. And we allow ourselves to go through different type of arenas while we're on stage musically. And but most of the time at a festival, we try to stick to the script a little bit because we don't have that much time. But if you come to a show like a club or something, it'll definitely be some experimenting things, but in a fun way. When you're improvising, you want to do a great amount of studying and listening to a lot of other musicians. It can be guitar players, harmonica players, rappers, whatever it may be. And the more you listen And the more you try things, the more you develop your vocabulary, and you can have a better understanding on how to improvise, and also learning your scales too, because there's certain chord changes and different things that you can outline that make that you can connect in the song that you want to be able to understand. You know, there's a certain amount of notes that you can choose from a different whatever chord you're on at that time, but you have to know your scales to be able to do that, and just listen a lot. So when you're improvising, you just want to learn and have all your skills underneath you so you can create your own sound or whatever it may be at that very second, at that moment. What we got coming up, we're actually going to support Lenny Kravitz in Europe next month for a couple of shows, and then we'll come back into the States and continue to tour on our own. But we're really looking forward to that. We get to go back to Europe and play in arenas with him and support his new album and everything. So that's what we got coming up that we're looking forward to. Yo, it's Trombone Shorty.
This is Mike Beef.
And you're watching Grammy Pro.
Right on.